You're listening to Mike and Scott read a poem. This is episode 33, Sonnet 51. Mike, we've been on a long break. This is our first podcast we've recorded in quite a while. How do you feel about coming back?
Well, I was a little scared, a little nervous. I thought we probably couldn't do it alone, so I brought a friend along.
Oh, cool. Who is this?
All right, so joining us today is Davis Nguyen.
All right. Hi. Nice to meet you, Davis Nguyen. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, doing well. Thanks for having me.
So, Mike, tell me a little bit about Davis. Who is this guy?
Well, he hails
Oh, wait.
from a
The
small
music just started. Shh. We're about to do the show.
Do you feel like just a chrono master when you're editing our podcast?
What if that's what life really was like, or the world was really like? Everybody was moving through time at different speeds, but you know how your left eye and your right eye are actually seeing different things, but your brain interprets it as one thing?
Mm-hmm.
What if we're moving through time at different speeds, but our brain adjusts, and so it feels like we're all moving through time at the same speed?
Yeah.
No?
It's like, well,
Doesn't do anything for you?
Well, it almost works like that, right? Because time is relative.
Yes, but But we're really not going at a fast enough speed or different enough speeds to affect the way time is.
Well, yeah, us here on Earth, but there's beings on other planets that are traveling at a much higher speed.
But we're not hanging around them and adjusting for their time. What would you call that? What would you call the?
Well, we're not experiencing their universe, I guess.
Yes, I'm talking
their reality.
about what if here on Earth, what if you and I were traveling through time at different speeds, but I didn't notice it because my mind just wants to make everything look normal. All right?
That might be how it's going, how it works.
Okay. And you're probably right. Relativity does affect us even in a very small way. So, our guest today is Davis, and I'm sure Davis was not told beforehand that we were going to be talking about relativity. Is that
My mind's blown.
We'll segue into astrophysics in just a minute.
More of my cup of tea.
Hey, you were lost this whole time until we just put the label astrophysics on it, and you're like, okay.
Until we get to black holes and
or maybe he meant we're
matter.
actually going to talk about his cup of tea. You're like, we're going to talk about astrophysics, and Davis was like, and my cup of tea.
Earl Grey.
What was the last flavor tea that you had, Davis?
It was green tea over at Starbucks. Just when was that, Mike?
Sunday.
Last Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm friends with a bunch of men who are in between jobs right now.
I was waiting for a very. Let me just say this: when you said I have a lot, when there was that long pause, is what I'm trying to say. I wasn't expecting the answer to be men without jobs.
What were you expecting?
Say the first part of the sentence again.
I have a lot of friends who are currently in between jobs.
No, your sentence was like, I know a lot of.
I know a lot of men.
Yes, I know a lot of, and I was like, ooh, what does he know a lot of? This is going to clear up who our guest is. And then
I said men.
Men without jobs.
Anyway, and we, so they were partying on a Sunday night.
That's what we do without jobs.
So that explains it. That explains why you had to introduce him as
yeah.
a man without jobs.
Hanging out on Sunday was so much fun, though. It really brought me back to, like, college days, because that's when you hang out.
All right, go ahead.
Anytime. But yeah, we were hanging out on Sunday night at like 8 o'clock around, or no, maybe it was 7 when you got your green tea. I'm pinpointing the exact moment.
Oh, this is about the green
you had
tea.
green tea.
Okay.
Yeah. We're bringing it back.
Yes. So would you like to give our guest a full introduction? I'm going to put you on the spot.
How does an introduction go? Let's see.
You could
okay,
just
so
do
this
it, you could just do it musically. You could just go da 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 da. Davis.
Hey.
That's an introduction. Just ask John Philip Sousa.
Yeah, da 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 da. Davis.
All right.
It's good to be here.
Too often when a show has a guest, they go like on this long tirade about who the guest is. You know, and say so much about the guest. We're going to be a very revolutionary show. Sometimes we just have somebody on, and it's like, there's your introduction. This is Davis.
Hey, I like that.
He had
Davis and I have known each other for quite a few many years, so that's
And had-
how he even was introduced to being a co-host
and
on our
had
show.
green tea. On,
Yeah,
Those are
we-
the two
Sunday night.
requirements.
Okay. Now, so green tea, you had it at, you said 8 o'clock at night?
Yep.
Oh man, but yeah, I had chai tea at
Uh-huh.
that same Starbucks. I don't think I've had Starbucks past like 5 o'clock at night in maybe 2 years.
This is what I was going to bring up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I could not sleep at all that night, dude. I slept at like, I think I probably fell asleep around 3:30 or 4 o'clock.
Okay. And Davis, how was your sleeping that night?
Perfectly fine, actually. For some reason,
Oh,
it doesn't
man.
affect me that much. I don't know.
So
what
do
it
you
is.
drink-
It's like snake poison. You've been taking little shots of it at late
Oh,
hours.
You know,
Mike,
that's
we
true,
all know that
actually.
it's like snake poison. Okay? We were all thinking that. But is that what happened, Davis? You just had a little bit of the coffee every single night until...
Actually, what it was for many, many years, I was basically drinking nothing but Monster energy drinks for breakfast.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
And
The Costco Monster Energy drink
I would.
package.
I would go get the Costco pack of 20 some odd Monsters,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and I would just drink one every morning. And I
How
think my
fast?
body,
Just like 20 days and they're gone?
pretty much one per day.
Oh my gosh.
It was
I-
terrible.
I feel like at this point we should call you a monster survivor. The fact that your body went through that, and you're
Yeah, you
still
should write
here,
them a
You-
letter and they'll send you a t-shirt or something. I survived the Monster Challenge.
But
And thank you to my sponsors, Monster Energy Drinks.
Or thank you to your sponsors, Red Bull.
Yeah.
there should be
And Gatorade.
walkathons for people who go through phases where they drink Monster every day for breakfast. Like the things that these bodies go through. It is. We need to raise awareness for the suffering. So today we are on Sonnet 51.
Sonnet
Remember
number
that, Mike?
51.
Now, this is actually a big episode for us because for the past few months, I feel like we're admitting to the audience some deep dark secret, but they could have figured this out on their own. For the past few months, we have been airing one episode per month. Here's the thing. Those episodes were all recorded months ago.
How many months has it been? 2? 3?
More.
What? For real? Man, it feels
Yes.
like it was just the other day.
Okay. Well, time moves faster for you, okay?
It's all relative.
So,
I told you.
it's been months, but we have been pretending that we've been doing one episode per month. It's show business. You people out there, you wouldn't understand it. You could, it's all smoke and mirrors. I know that you can't understand this kind
Talking
of stuff.
down to the listeners.
Oh yeah, well, they don't understand the podcasting game. Okay, I've been in the podcasting game. So we've been releasing these episodes once per month, but so now it hasn't been a month for us that like you may think it's been a month in your scheduled listening. It's been like 6 months. And I have not gone back to listen to the last episode. Mike, I know that you haven't.
Nope.
So you're
Davis,
more...
have you heard our last episode?
I have not.
Okay.
Ah.
So the audience, if you're a loyal listener to Mike and Scott Read a Poem, you are now experiencing what's known as dramatic irony. You know more than we do. We don't remember what the last sonnet was, but you probably do.
Is that what dramatic irony is?
It's when you know more than the character on stage.
Ah.
So, an example, like
That doesn't seem like irony.
a burglar comes into the house. The stage is dark. A burglar comes into the house, and he's going through all the knickknacks and putting things in his burglary bag, his burgle bag, whatever that knapsack is, okay? And then all of a sudden, the husband and wife come home early, so the burglar has to jump into the closet. All right, and he shuts the closet door. The man and wife walk into the door. Oh, honey, the play was so great. That was such a wonderful night. We know something that they don't know. There's a burglar in the closet.
That's irony, huh?
Yeah. They're the ones on
dramatic
stage. Yeah, they're the ones on stage. Shouldn't they know more than us? No, we know more than them because they weren't home a minute ago.
Oh, I thought in that situation, irony would be like, oh yeah, we just got done, taking a class on knowing when people are in your home.
Uh-huh.
And then they got home and relaxed and had a tea.
Yeah. That you're thinking of
at 8 p.m.
What you're thinking of would be known as dramatic coincidence, not dramatic irony. All right? And it's actually not dramatic coincidence either. You would just call it a coincidence.
I'm dramatic surprised.
Yeah. You could also just call it surprised. So, you may experience any of those emotions this week listening to Mike and Scott read a poem. You may experience dramatic irony, dramatic coincidence, or dramatic
rage.
Surprise. Dramatic rage. You're going to go through the whole, all the phases of Mike and Scott going back to being a weekly show pretty soon.
That's so non-committal of you.
Yes. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, 50 years from now is pretty soon. You know how long man has been on this planet? Long time. 50 years is nothing.
At least a few days longer than I've been here.
But I'll tell you what's going to happen on this day. Mike, Scott, and Davis are going to read Sonnet 51 on Mike and Scott and Davis read a poem.
All right. So, Davis,
Okay.
do you have the link that I sent you?
Yes.
You want to read the link?
Okay.
You really want him to read the link, or do you want him to read
www.
Is this what you want?
Yeah, I want him to warm up on the link.
Oh, man. I would say that that's harder than reading the sonnet.
Whoa, Shakespeare's.
All right, so Davis and Mike are on Shakespeare-sonnets.com, and I'm on Shakespeare-online.com. So that's the other thing, Davis. There might be a difference in translation, and then we'll get to talk about that. Like, hey,
Because
this used the word sky, and this poem used the word hot dog. Which one is it really?
These,
Hot dog.
bar S. These sonnets are all translated by different people, I guess. You'd think there'd only be one translation. The King James translation of Sonnet 51.
That's funny that you bring that up. There are some rumors, and that, you know what? This will be our first trivia question. I think there's some rumor that Shakespeare wrote some of the King James Bible.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure it's not true,
Wow.
but I think it is an urban legend. A very ancient urban legend, although that's not
I'm surprised that... So he was alive when the King James Version was being written, huh?
I think the years line up.
Wow.
But that's only because I think I've heard this rumor. Now, it may be... See, I stick my neck out there. This might be very embarrassing. Like, it's possible that the King James Bible was actually written by John Grisham, and like everybody knows that. And it's a very common fact. And I was like, oof, I really whiffed on that one.
The Revelations was written by Tom Clancy.
Mm-hmm. You want him to get Revelation? I would give that to Dean Koontz. That's who I'm giving Revelations to. Tom Clancy.
What does R.L. Stein get?
Ooh, Lazarus raising from the dead. That's R.L. Stein right there. Ooh.
Yeah.
Gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. Okay. So, Sonnet 51 this week on Mike and Scott and Davis read a poem. Davis, take it away.
Thus can my love excuse the slow offense of my dull bearer when from thee I speed. From where thou art, why should I haste me thence? Will I return? Of posting is no need. Oh, what excuse will my poor beast then find, when swift extremity can seem but slow? Then should I spur, through mounted on the wind. In winged speed no motion shall I know. Then can no horse with my desire keep pace. Therefore desire, of perfectest love be made, shall nay, no dull flesh in his fiery race, but love, for love, thus shall excuse my jade. Since from thee going, he went wilfully slow, towards thee I'll run, and give him leave to go.
All right, good job.
Okay.
I have no
Yes,
idea what
good
any
read.
of that.
Good
Okay.
read, yeah.
That's very common that you read something and you're like, I have no idea what I just said.
But we are going to ask you for your opinion first.
Yep. Man, I really think that's the cruel thing that Mike does, but I also really appreciate it. Yes. So you have to give us just gut feeling, like if you had to right now give us your final analysis of the poem, what would it be?
Holy moly.
Like anything, even if you didn't pay attention to anything, but you remember a single word,
One thing.
go on that gut feeling.
And you can't go back. Can't go,
Oh, yeah,
can't,
don't
no,
I
read
can't
back.
reread it?
nope.
No.
No, we're going to do that in a
Okay.
moment.
This is the gut feeling moment.
You got to
wow.
close your eyes and talk to that little R.L. Stein inside of you.
We probably should have warned you we were going to do
No,
this.
I like the
before.
way you do it, Mike. Mike, you're onto something good. You're just springing on them. You doing it right. Trust your instincts. All right, so now, Davis, you trust your instincts and just blurt something out, and then we'll move on.
Okay. Well, he did mention something about love in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty common theme.
But
in the
good. No,
Shakespearean
hey, you got to
sonnets.
start somewhere. You can hang your hat
Yeah.
on that. So what about love?
Maybe it's something about him rushing his feeling for love.
Okay.
Okay.
So, like an idea of jumping maybe into love
Right.
a little bit quicker than normal.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, that's
Okay.
tough just to be able to read it through once and try to come
yes,
up with
of course.
something. But...
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
But I, too, heard the thing about rushing. But here's my guess. And it's based on something that I think I've heard. Not that I think, I know for sure that I've heard about Shakespeare's sonnets, taking them as a whole. Because one thing that Mike and I have found out is that there's kind of a long storyline that goes through all these poems. So I think he's talking to the fair youth and saying that there's another poet who's writing poems about this person, and maybe I go at a slower pace, but
Oh.
I don't know, I put more in there because I heard the same thing about like rushing. But then there was something in the end about somebody leaving you, so I'm going to step in. So I don't know if maybe he's saying the other poet is going to write a bunch of poems about you and then move on and talk about somebody else, but I'm going to come back towards you. I don't know. But I feel it's about
see.
writing poems about the fair youth.
Man, that's pretty good. The basics that I kind of pulled out were, again, there's a lot of rushing or speed and movement, but I took it a bit more literally because in the past couple of sonnets, Shakespeare's been on the move a lot. Like, he's been far away from his love.
Yeah, you might be right.
So I'm guessing there might be some sort of a possibility that he's super far away, maybe even on business, writing the King James Bible. And he...
You might be right about that, by the way. I'm not going to say
Maybe
you're
that's
wrong.
why he was away.
Maybe.
I think maybe he was a little far away, and he's like, sorry it's taking me so long to get home, but as soon as I can, I'll rush as fast as possible.
All right.
But who knows? We'll see.
So this is... nowadays, somebody would just text their wife, like, hey, going to be home late. Right in the King James Bible. But Shakespeare had to be like, hey, I'm going to write you this 14-line epic. Well, it's not an epic. It's only 14 lines. There's an actual definition to an epic. And
Oh, and it has to do with lines?
the actual... Okay, well, that might be another trivia question. Definition of epic. I think it has to. I think the general things of an epic is it takes place over a long period of time. It's in poetry form, and that there's a lot of characters.
There's also
Yeah. Do you know anything else?
Odyssey.
Well, that is an epic. Yeah. So I don't know. There's probably more to the definition, but yes. So, all right.
Yeah,
so
we'll look it
now,
up later.
At this point, we can dig into the sonnet, and then later we're going to look up the analysis. So right now it's just us combing through. So from the top, thus can my love excuse the slow offense of my dull bearer. So here it is. You are doing something slow. Excuse the slow offense. But I don't know what that is yet. I don't know what of my dull bearer is yet. Anybody?
Of my dull bearer, when from thee I spread. Bearer.
I
The only thing I can think of bearer wise is like a ring bearer, somebody who presents something.
Yes. So, maybe I'm presenting you with something dull. Well, when from thee I speed. I think that means from when I leave you. When I'm leaving on a jet plane.
After speed, I've got a colon.
Yep, I got a colon.
So what does that mean?
Well, let's see. From where thou art, why should I haste me thence?
So why should I go far from you?
Yeah.
Or like go away from you?
Till I return, of posting is no need. So of writing you, until I come back to you, there's no reason to write you. Oh, what excuse? Go ahead.
Is posting writing, or is posting like you man your post like in the military, just staying?
How do you feel about that, Davis? I was thinking you're going to be the tie break. I was thinking posting is like mailing something.
I would think the same, similar like writing.
Posting.
What do you think of Mike's dumb idea about the steak? What do you think of that?
Smells like cheese.
All right. So, but let's keep that. We should always keep that in our back pocket. Anybody's idea, because that's happened before, where we dismiss something and then we go back and we're like, should have gone the other way.
Yeah.
It's like choose your own adventure. Oh, you know what, Mike? We had him as a trivia question last year. Do you remember Choose Your Own Adventure books?
Yes.
Yes, and we found out that they were pretty much all written by one man.
Oh, I completely forget.
Yeah, well, that was the answer, is that it was really just one guy writing all those Choose Your Own Adventure books. Well, sadly, he passed away a few months ago.
What was his name?
I forget his name, so we could look him up again as a trivia question, but he wrote a lot of books. It was very cool. So we'll keep posting in our back pocket, but yeah, I think it's something to do with writing.
Since this is the first quatrain, let's go back and see if
okay.
I'm thinking, what's the offense, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So the offense is of my dull bearer, when from thee I speed.
From where thou art, why should I haste me thence? Till I return, of posting is no need. I think the dull bearer is a letter. Like I'm bearing my feelings, or here's the news of what's going on. So I'm saying, don't expect me to write these sad letters.
Maybe I got an idea. Maybe he wrote a letter and left it for her to find.
Yeah.
And he's gone already.
Okay. That's a nice scene.
Thus can my love excuse the slow offense. It's slow meaning it's I don't know. Let's see. Of my dull bearer, when from thee I speed. I don't know why I thought of that. I think it's just basically because when from thee I speed, that's when she's going to be presented with the letter.
Yeah.
And that's the only way I can justify somebody running away and there being a letter involved.
I think that's a very romantic thing to do, Mike. If you were to write a letter and like put it under your wife's pillow, and when you go away on business, and you like say goodbye to her when she comes home at night to go to sleep, and she puts her hands under her pillow, she finds a letter from you, a handwritten letter. Are you kidding me? That's beautiful, Mike.
With a single rosebud.
Yeah. She would throw the rosebud in the trash and keep the letter. It's a rosebud. Okay. So it has... We'll see if the next quatrain clears up this one a little bit. My theory so far is I'm not going to write you while I'm away. I don't want to leave you. And so, for some reason, I don't even want to write you till I'm back.
All right. So, Davis, you want to give this next quatrain a look through, read through, and
Yeah, so give me, starting
pick
from,
apart.
oh, what excuse will my poor breast?
Okay, so oh, what excuse will my poor breast then find?
We have beast.
Or beast,
Oh,
yes.
I just said breast. That's me. That was me.
And I just repeated you saying breast.
I put
Am I
breast
the
in
only
your
one
mind.
without breast on the mind?
Don't we all? When swift extremity can seem but slow, then should I spur through mounted on the wind. When does a quatrain end? Up to what point?
It's 4 lines, so this
four
one will end in winged speed, no motion shall I know.
Oh, wait, okay. So it starts with need. No, it starts with find. So find, slow, wind, no. Okay, yes, there it is. So
Yeah.
find is a
And wind.
sight. Oh, wind? Yeah, maybe it's wind. No, it is wind.
It's
So it's
wind,
just a
but maybe it's
sight.
pronounced wine.
It's a sight rhyme, I believe.
Ah.
You just look at it and it looks like it rhymes, even though when you read it out loud, it doesn't rhyme. All right, so that's the rhyme scheme. What does it mean?
I'm not
Okay, I'm
Maybe you
guessing
guys
the poor beast is probably a horse that he's riding on.
Ah, okay, good.
Oh, what excuse will my poor beast then find when swift extremity can seem but slow? So he's on this horse that's trying his hardest, but it seems slow still.
Oh, you're right. That's what the whole thing's about. It's just about his little horse. Or whatever. It's just a metaphor for traveling.
Oh yeah, so you think maybe the dole bearer
Is the horse?
is the horse?
Yep. Yep, you got it. You unlocked it.
Ha
Mike wins.
The puzzle piece.
Okay.
Let's see. So let's read the first part again. Davis, go over the first part again, and then
Of course.
think horse.
I feel bad. This is just... He's pranking on his horse right now, man. This is just a hate letter to my dull little horse. All right, yeah, take it from the top. Listen to this.
Okay, so thus can my love excuse the slow offense of my dull old horse, slow horse, when from the eye speed. From where?
So he's on a horse, running away from somebody, slowly. It's probably fast, but he's saying it's not fast enough.
He's saying it's too fast because he doesn't want to leave you at all, and the horse knows it.
You're right. Yeah, I'm just so used to Shakespeare, like what's it called? I don't know, exaggerating or under exaggerating or whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm taking him literally here. The horse is going clop, click, clop, click, clop, very slowly, not clop, click,
Got
clop,
it.
click, clop, click, clop, click, clop. I just wanted to give you some context as to what a fast gallop would sound like, just to exaggerate.
It should be clippity clop.
Oh, you're right. I forgot
That's
the
the
clippity
fast
part.
one.
It's been I knew. You know what? The whole time I knew it was too hard. I was like, this can't be how you make a horse gallop sound.
Clip, clop, clip, clop, clip.
Yeah,
That's
I
hard.
couldn't do it. I was like, only the guy from Police Academy could do this. This is impossible. But
Is it
clippity?
Michael Winston? Is that his name?
We've looked him up before on this show.
Really?
Now, I have an excuse, which is also going to get me in trouble with you. I've never seen Police Academy.
Oh,
I promised
wrong
you
with
I
you,
would.
man?
I promised you I would.
it
And that
hurts.
promise still stands. But
No, there was another movie that you hadn't seen that was kind of a biggie, like Back to the Future or Ghostbusters or...
Little Mermaid. No, I'm kidding. I've seen Little Mermaid many times. I don't want any angry emails about Little Mermaid, okay? I know my Little Mermaid. Nope, I've seen all the movies that you've listed.
Okay, it must have been Police Academy, that's why. I remember there's a movie that sticks out to me that you hadn't seen.
Oh, you know what? It's been a long time. So I'm gonna bring up a pop quiz.
Oh no!
Yep, pop quiz.
I know it's coming! Dude, it's been 6 months!
Let's just see. And then if you can't answer, let's see if Davis can answer. Mike, what is the name of the football movie that we often talk about on the show?
Alright. I believe it's The Longest Yard. But then there's also
Hold on.
Any
Yes, go ahead.
Given Sunday.
Which one is it?
I'm going with Any Given Sunday.
Okay. So you were joking with The Longest Yard.
No, I wasn't joking. I'm serious. I
Jeez.
had no idea. I know we're
Now,
constantly bringing those two up. That's why it's just so
So-
confusing.
Well, that's not even it. You just usually don't have an answer, or you did in the beginning. So let me just ask Davis, pop quiz. It's okay if you don't know it, because there's no reason that you would need to, but who is the star of Any Given Sunday?
Ooh, that I'm not sure of.
Can you name anybody in the movie?
Unfortunately, no. I don't think I've seen that actually.
Okay, that's okay. Do you know anything about the movie?
I do not.
Okay. You have...
This is making a great show.
Oh, I think it is. No, listen, we need to see the contrast. This is
Okay.
It's a little game that I play with people, and I can't believe that it worked out so well this time. It's called Seen It, Haven't Seen It, Know It. Where you pick a movie, you just play this game with 3 people. And
Are you making this game up right now? 'Cause
No,
it
I
sounds
wish.
pretty fun.
yeah, it is. I mean, it's really not you can't score it or anything, but it's just when there's 3 people, you try to find a movie, and we've found our movie already, which is Any Given Sunday, where one person has seen it, one person has never seen it, and in this case, Davis hasn't even really heard of it. Maybe he's heard the name but knows nothing about it. And then me, I know it. Now, I'm going out on a limb here on this one, because when I say I know it, I just mean I saw it once, but I was paying attention.
Which is something I don't do when I watch
whereas
movies.
Mike the only thing he could remember from this movie is the speech that Al Pacino gives in the end. That's all he knows about it.
Yeah, actually, you might know the speech, Davis.
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
no,
Let's hear it. 2, 3,
Go.
4.
No, it's the like every inch is important speech. I think there was a League of Legends video that used his speech in that movie in it. That
Okay,
you've
so
probably seen.
What we're going to do as an activity is I'm going to look up the script to that speech,
Oh, awesome!
and if it's not too long, and I'm not going to do an Al Pacino accent or,
It's pretty long, man.
Imitation.
It's like
I will read the highlights.
a 2-minute scene.
Okay, I will do it slowly, and it will take 5 minutes, but I'm going to do it, and you guys are going to listen. No, we'll just look up the highlights, the couple of lines. So this will be like the time that we read Pablo Neruda, or like the time that we read Elizabeth Barrett Browning. This time we're going to be reading a passage from the poet Oliver Stone. I actually don't know if he wrote the screenplay, so that'll be a trivia question also. Screenplay. Screenwriter. Why, if I write down
screenplay writer.
Well, if I write down screenplay, I'm not going to know that means to look up who wrote it. It's just going to mean, hey, look it up.
We're gonna do that afterwards, right?
Yeah,
Or now?
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's a trivia question. Listen, I know the rules to the show. Okay, so we're feeling all cocky about this poem because we know that it's about his horse, but we still haven't closed it out, so let's see where it goes now. So, yeah, he's talking about what excuse my poor beast will find when swift extremity can seem but slow.
Oh, actually, we just got done saying the clip clop part, but that's just the first 2 lines.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Let's see where the next 2 take us here. So, from where thou art, why should I haste me thence? Till I return, of posting is no need. Okay, so I'm clip-clopping away from you.
Clippity-clop.
No, clippity-clop is the run.
Clippity-clop.
That's a really slow jaunt.
He just has a little hitch in his step. Done. Dun.
So he's saying, why should I go fast from you?
Yeah. I don't want to leave you. Why am I doing this?
Before I come back, of posting is no need. I won't need to write you anything.
Yeah, I'm still going with the writing, or you don't need to write me.
Oh, okay. Maybe there's that. That's good. All right. Oh, what excuse will my poor beast then find when swift extremity can seem but slow?
I don't know if swift extremity means I'm moving fast, but it seems like it's in slow motion, or if it means that his actual limbs are not, even though they're moving fast.
Yeah, I think he's referring to the legs.
Okay, so they're moving fast, but it seems slow?
That
Okay.
was my original
All right,
idea.
so you're right. You're right again. You've been right about every single thing in this poem.
No, watch the end. We'll just turn everything back around.
Then okay, so I think I'm going to revise my whole theory on this poem. This is just about why should I leave you? Well, actually, I should leave you as fast as I can, because the faster I leave you, then the faster I can come back.
Oh, nice.
What do you think, Davis? You think I'm going to be right about that?
That sounds viable.
Yeah, I think that might work. All right, where'd you leave off?
Okay, so then should I spur through mounted on the wind?
Though
So
mounted.
So spurring would be what you do when the horse needs to speed up. But I'm mounted on the wind right now, so I actually am moving fast. So why should I spur? In winged speed, no motion shall I know. Even if I'm going super fast,
Oh yeah,
just won't
I'm
feel
not
it.
going fast enough.
Okay, yeah.
Feels like I'm standing still.
So he's just a kid on a roller coaster going, faster! Faster! This ride's stupid. And it's time to move out of Camp Snoopy and go on Montezuma's Revenge. As soon as your kids start saying that, that's when it's time to move up to Montezuma's.
That's when you shed a tear for lost innocence.
Ah, he's not a Timberline Twister kid anymore. He's a Montezuma's kid. This is really, if you know Knott's Berry Farm, these are very accurate.
Timberline Twister.
I think it's Timberland?
Whatever it
Timberline.
is, I'm just so
Timberline
amazed
Twister.
that you know the name of that.
Oh man, that
Which
was
ride is that?
It's in Camp Snoopy. It's their little roller coaster. It's a classic design for a children's roller coaster. You'll sometimes see the exact same design at like the Orange County Fair or something like that.
Oh, it's like a square shape, right?
Oh, not
It's
that
like-
one. I know
it
the one
goes-
you're talking about.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
No, in this
I'll
one,
have to look that up later.
yeah, you start by going up like most roller coasters do. You take a left and then you go down a few hills. You take a left, you go down a few hills. You know, it's all about those hills, and then the turns are kind of nice too. So I was actually one of those kids that had graduated to Montezuma's and Boomerang, but late at night when most of the kids have cleared out, we'd want to give Timberland Line Twister a couple of rides. It was fun.
Just for good old time's sake.
Yeah, we weren't that old. I'm talking like, 11, 12 years old.
Like,
Just
you'd be like 30, 32.
So we'll look that up maybe. What's the
All right,
exact line? Oh, the exact word?
So where'd you leave off, Davis?
Okay, then can no horse with my desire keep pace? So therefore desire of perfectest love being made.
Perfectest.
Yeah. Nice try, Shakespeare. That ain't no word.
And shall nay no dull flesh in his fiery race. But love, for love, thus shall excuse my jade.
Alright, so let's start back up from then can no horse with my desire keep pace? What do you think about that?
Okay, so it's like you're saying then. There isn't a horse that can go as fast as he wants to go.
Oh, as fast as
Yeah.
as his desire wants it to go.
It's
I
the
see.
story of every single jockey that doesn't win the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
There's only one person out there that doesn't have that feeling. And even he is probably a little disappointed. Even he's like, you could have done it a little bit faster than this horse. Like, we won, but you didn't really give it your all. It's all smiles on the camera, but when they get back to the stable, he's like,
It's the glue factory for you.
no, first he has to watch the game film, though. He shows the horse the game film. Look at this. Look at your form. You're not extending.
You're embarrassing yourself.
I'm the finest jockey. I'm the trainer and the jockey. Look how much I do. And I own you. I'm rich. I ride horses.
And I have the knowledge to train them.
And I'm your father. I did everything. Yeah, that guy is just extending himself too much. That's why you should listen. Jockeys, don't be a jockey / trainer / owner. It's too much.
/ father.
Yeah. So he's just upset that the horse isn't going fast enough because
Okay, so
now it's a capital D, desire. Look at that.
Oh, I don't have that.
Oh, yours. The first I'm saying when on mine it's then can no horse with my desire keep pace. That's lowercase. Then the next line. Therefore, desire uppercase. Like now it's personified.
Oh, yeah. I think I like your translation of it better. I think because what he's about to say is referring to desire as the subject of the sentence.
Yeah. So now, Desiree, to personify it even further, of perfectest love being made. All right, that's who you are. You're this.
So it's love's desire.
Yeah, it's a desire that's been created by the love that I have for you.
Mm-hmm.
Shall nay no dull flesh in his fiery race.
All right, so I think this is one of those Shakespeare wink and a nod kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
With the nay.
Yeah, you think so? Maybe.
Yeah, because I think nay, of course, referring to horse, but nay also means like shall not, right?
Yes, I would say that that's the first meaning on the way that he spelled it, because it's Neigh.
Yeah.
But, well, maybe they didn't have.
Oh, there's a
horse
different
way to
spell. I didn't
spell
even
it,
know
right?
there's a different spelling.
Well, I would say, well, maybe not. Maybe we'll look that up. But anyway, I think you're right. I think he is making a joke.
So you're thinking it's like a double entendre?
Well, I just don't know what exactly double entendre means.
Yeah, now that I said it, I'm not sure either. I was hoping you'd be yes.
But I do know that I think there's he's referring to two things at once, which is probably what a double entendre is.
It's like not, and also like when you say, slow down, horsey.
Yeah. Or no,
no,
just
is that
the noise that a horse makes.
Oh.
Nay! That's the onomatopoeia.
Oh, good.
okay.
Yes, that, boom, you hit the word. Onomatopoeia.
Yeah.
And nay, meaning
Nay, no dull flesh.
no dull flesh in his fiery race. I don't get the no dull flesh thing.
Maybe the next sentence will, or the next line will
Yeah.
mean something.
But love for love thus shall excuse my jade.
So jade as in he's jaded?
Yes, but you could excuse it because of love.
I don't know what no dull flesh is referring to.
Well, let's just get to the couplet, and then that might tie a bow on it. So then maybe we can go and clean that up.
I'll just get this out there.
Okay.
Usually, I think in these sonnets, flesh usually is referring to like sexual lust. He's doing some sort of a comparison between desire, love, and lust.
It just confuses me how the horse fits into this.
Yeah. We'll get back to that.
Well, I hope we don't. All right, so the couplet.
Since from thee going, he went woefully slow, towards thee I'll run, and give him leave to go.
Any ideas?
From thee going. So from the start, he was going really slow, and then towards thee I'll run, give him leave to go.
Yeah, when we were going away from you, when I was traveling away from you, he was moving really slowly. Probably because he felt my heavy heart, he was moving slowly. So because I did that, as we're coming back, I'm just going to let him run as fast as he wants. I'll just be like,
I'm
saying,
thinking,
go man, go.
Since when we were going away from you, the horse was going willfully slow. I'm going to hop off and run to you and let him go on his way.
Yes.
Oh.
You did it again. Yes, I think you're right. I think I was wrong. All right. So I don't know what that does for no dull flesh, though. So if we go back to, then can no horse with my desire keep pace. Therefore desire, a perfectest love being made, shall neigh no dull flesh in his fiery race. Okay, we're talking about desire again. Oh, but desire is a he. I ruined it by calling him Desiree. So desire, and desire is this thing that's made of perfect love, shall neigh no dull flesh in his fiery race. I think it's just something about how beautiful and sexy you are. I can't really unlock it. It upsets me. Anyway, but love for love, thus shall excuse my jade. But you'll excuse if I'm, I don't know, cynical about something, or
Yeah.
But then we know what the couplet means. It's definitely about the horse.
And then letting the horse go away and do
Yeah.
his own thing, and then me going
Yeah.
to you. So what does a horse represent? It might not really be a horse, right? It might be. Do you think it's literally a horse?
Well, I mean, it could be a donkey.
Could be a dog.
Yeah. No, I think it is just an animal that you ride. So either a horse, a donkey, an elephant, or a giant tortoise. It's one of those things.
Well, hear me out though. What if it's just an analogy for something that's pulling him away from
Yeah.
her?
Well, it's really about his feelings. He doesn't actually have these feelings about the horse. He has feelings about leaving you, but the way he talks about leaving you is by talking about his horse.
Ah, I see. So, yeah, I was thinking maybe it's actual work or something, or maybe it's like a war that he has to go fight in that's pulling her away from her, and he hates it, but
Yeah.
it's still trotting along slowly.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually he's like, screw that, I'm off of this thing, and I'm going straight to you and letting it do its own thing.
Maybe he has to be part of like an oil drilling team that's being shot up
Called.
into space onto an asteroid, and they have to drill down into the asteroid, put a nuclear weapon down there to break it up so that it doesn't crash into the Earth. Maybe he's doing that.
But in the end of this, then he decides not to go to the asteroid. Just
And that's what killed the dinosaurs. So Shakespeare took place before the dinosaurs.
All right, Davis, what do you think?
Yeah, that sounds. Are we just going through it? That sounds plausible.
Okay, so the Shakespeare dinosaur thing. That's,
But-
that's the one.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to put it into context without really knowing some of the other stuff, but
Yeah, but Sonnet 51, that's the horse sonnet. So if you have a horse out there and you're going to enter it into the Kentucky Derby, I recommend, well, I mean, let's just say if you have a horse out there. Let's not get ahead of ourselves with the Kentucky Derby. One step at a time.
Yeah, you're talking to a very specific swath of the population.
First of all, yeah. So just when it comes time to name the horse, give Sonnet 51 a shot. Now, you may think that it talks about how slow this horse is, but it's because the horse could feel the heavy heart of the rider and knew he doesn't want to leave his love, so I don't want to leave either, so I'm not going to move quickly. So that doesn't show the signs of a slow horse. What it shows is the signs of an empathetic horse, a horse that knows what its rider wants. So if you want to win a race, you get an empathetic horse, because that horse is going to want to work hard for its jockey. So this sonnet, this is the best sales tactic I could ever think of for your horse. Name it Sonnet 51. You'll sell it right away. Highest stud fees in the nation.
That is a good horse name.
Sonnet 51?
Sonnet 51. Desiree Sonnet 51. They always have some weird... It's a lot more syllables than...
Yeah, just take a few
4.
words from the sonnet, and you could. There's a bunch of horses. My dull bearer.
That's a great name.
In winged speed.
Since thee going.
Mounted on the wind.
Ooh, that's a good
of
one. Damn, that's a
Perdiccas
good.
love
That's a
being
great horse name.
my poor
Mounted on the
beast.
wind.
No
What
dull
was that?
flesh.
My poor beast. That's the. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take turns one by one, and we each have to come up with one. I think we're probably gonna do 2 rounds. Okay, ready? Starting with Davis and ending with me. Ready, Davis? Go.
Excuse my jade.
Swift extremity.
From thee I speed.
Willfully slow.
Till I return.
Oh,
That
I was
sounds
gonna
like a
do
good
that
one. Yeah.
What excuse will my poor beast then find?
The whole sonnet is the horse's name. And
I
around the
should've
corner
done
here
that.
comes, thus can my love excuse
Oh.
the slow offense of my dull bearer when from thee I speed. Oh man.
Wow, that was pretty classic, man. What if a racehorse announcer was reading a sonnet? Do the second quatrain. I gotta hear it.
The second part of that quatrain? Or the second whole quatrain?
Just go until I tell you to stop.
From the top?
Yeah.
And around the bend comes, thus can my love excuse the slow offense of my dull bearer, when from thee I speed from where thou art. Why should I haste me thence, till I return of posting in no need? Quickly gaining on, oh, what excuse will my poor beast then find, when swift extremity can seem but slow? Oh, that's as far as my lungs will take me.
Yeah. So, okay, here's how I'm going to adjust your performance. It was great, and it was so wonderful because it was off the top of your head. But here's one adjustment that I'm going to make. In the beginning, boom, they're right out of the gates. All right? So it's,
All right.
Thus can my love excuse the slow offense of my dull bearer. When from the ice speed, from where thou art, should I haste me thence, till I return of no posting is need. Oh, what excuse will my poor beast then find, when swift extremity can seem but slow? You see, and then you gotta build.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's something that you came up with, man. Horse racing announcers reading sonnets. All right, so that was perfect. This is the horse sonnet, and we just did it as a horse racing announcer. Perfect. So now we are going to look up the real answer and find out what we were supposed to read into Sonnet 51 here on Mike and Scott and Davis Read a Poem. I said Martin Luther King, and I was just too embarrassed if it wasn't Martin Luther King. But anyway, before, so just a minute ago, Davis, what did you say about Mike's analysis of the poem?
You know, for the most part, he was dead on, especially at the last part of it.
I think something that we all didn't quite understand is the fact that in the beginning of the sonnet, Shakespeare's moving away from his love. Towards the middle, he's talking about what it'll be like when he moves towards them, right? We did sort of kind of touch on that a little bit, but I don't feel like we completely understood that.
Well, I knew in the beginning he was talking about going away, and at the end he was talking about coming back, but I couldn't, I did not
We couldn't put it in the
when to
context.
switch. Yeah, I didn't know when it happened. Okay, we're going to do a grading scale. So, Davis, I know that you had green tea the other day. Was that your answer? What's your favorite tea? So that was the last tea you had. What's your favorite tea?
Actually, that would be my favorite tea.
Okay, green tea. All right, what's your second favorite tea?
Ooh, Thai tea?
Thai?
Oh,
Thai?
Thai tea.
Yep.
Okay, third?
Yeah.
The
I'm
Arnold
trying.
Palmer.
Why not?
Arnold Palmer?
Sure, iced tea.
Okay. Oh, iced tea. And then would 4 be Arnold Palmer? What's higher, Arnold Palmer or iced tea?
Iced tea.
Iced tea, and then Arnold Palmer would come after that?
Yeah.
Okay. So the scale is on from green tea...
There's no Snapple in there, is there? Snapple in the raw peach?
No.
Well, that would just be iced tea, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a brand. I mean, what are we talking about here, fellas? Are we talking about brands? Or are we talking about types? Okay, so on a scale of green tea to Thai tea to iced tea to Arnold Palmer, and for some reason I just drew arrows under all of those words that I wrote down. There's no reason. But in case you heard a scribble of a pen on the recording, it's because at that time I was like, you know what you got to do? You got to draw some arrows. If we were still doing our
Drive
Instagram
your plan
account,
across.
if we were still doing our Instagram account, I would post that on Instagram. Okay, so on that grading scale, Davis, what would you give our analysis, which was mainly Mike's analysis, but what would you give as a team? What would you give our analysis on Sonnet 51?
I would say that's a solid Thai tea.
Ooh, a solid Thai tea.
Ooh, wow.
You know what? Because it was like your first time on the show, and because we came so close, I thought you were going to go easy on us and give us a green tea. But I think you're right. I think it is a Thai tea because there is one thing that we missed, and like Mike said, we didn't really identify when the switch happened from
Right.
But the other thing that one thing that we missed that I think maybe we could have picked up on, although I didn't see this on every interpretation, but that I ride away from you on the dull horse, And it's not necessarily that I'm running back to you and I'm so much faster than the horse. It's that I'm riding on the wings of desire with a capital D. So it's like now desire is taking me back. But
I see.
He is still talking about literally running, I think. It's just I could run faster than a horse because I'm running on the wings of desire.
Man, that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Davis?
Would you run on the wings of desire?
My love was that strong.
Okay.
You know, like, every once in a while, well, pretty often actually with these sonnets, whenever we read through them and start picking them apart, I'm always kind of in awe of the skill at which Shakespeare is able to put things into words, you know?
And I am never impressed. I think that Shakespeare needs to work harder. But yes, it was satisfying that the lines that we had the most difficulty with, which is what that one website put together in The Wings of Desire. But anyway, those lines that we had trouble with on Shakespeare's Sonnets, and I'm quoting now, he writes, "There are considerable difficulties in attaching precise meanings to the thoughts expressed in lines 9 through 14, and that is perhaps precisely what we are intended not to do. The range of meanings is dense and elusive." So we had difficulty in the place that Shakespeare's Sonnets had difficulty. So again, we are allowed to continue having a show called Mike and Scott Read a Poem. This week, Mike and Scott and Davis read a poem. So anything else that anybody wants to add, something that you saw online that you think we were missing?
I want to hear Davis's... What do you think of Shakespeare? You don't read too many Shakespeare sonnets, right?
Yes.
None,
Is this...
actually.
Yeah. When's the last time you've read... Did you read sonnets in high school?
Maybe, but to be honest, I don't even remember.
Have you seen a Shakespeare movie?
Can you name a few?
Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, Die Hard 2.
Spaceballs the movie.
Yeah.
I know of Die Hard 2.
It's the one that takes place in the airport. Shakespeare was big on airports.
I do remember watching Romeo and Juliet, the...
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, probably unfortunately? Or was that done pretty well?
No, that's a good one. Yeah.
Is it?
It was. I like it.
Okay. I remember watching that. I have not seen Hamlet.
Some of the stuff that I'm always pretty amazed at too is a lot of this type of phrasing Shakespeare freaking invented. Like maybe the string of words called the string of words "since from thee going,"
which is all a rage nowadays, by the way.
I'm not sure, but it's possible. It's in the realm of possibility that he made up that string of lines to mean, since I'm leaving you or something.
Yeah, he may have invented the concept of somebody leaving somebody else. Before then, people were like, "Just what? We're all on Earth, so
we're just
all pretty
moving."
Close. Yeah, but he's like, "No, you're here, and now I'm not going to be here anymore. Do you understand? It's like, how do I put this? From the going." And people are like, okay, I understand. Thus, the concept was born. And okay, the one thing that I wanted to bring up was, depending on how we edit the show this week, in the very beginning of the show, we were talking about how we move through time at different speeds. And I realized that the reason I said that at the beginning of the show was because I recently saw the movie Interstellar. So, that's been on my mind. And this really, really is what Sonnet 51 is about. Because I don't think that the horse was actually moving that slow. As you mentioned earlier, like he's exaggerating. And when he's coming back, it's not like he could outrun a horse. What he's saying is, at the beginning of my journey, when I'm going to be leaving you, time just slows down and everything drags, and I can't get through this molasses that is space-time. But on the way back, it's like I found a wormhole. Boo, just because I desire you so much, I just cut through space and time, and I can move faster than anything. Because that wormhole is made from desire, which is the most perfectest love.
But even the shortest length wormhole would not be short enough.
No, I'm still not satisfied with it.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm Matthew McConaughey, and this is the only shot I have. So I'm going through this wormhole. And I'm leaving my shirt on. So that is our interpretation of Sonnet 51. I think we all did a great job. I agree. Tai T. So now we are going to look up. We're going to look up if Shakespeare wrote the King James Bible. We're going to look up the definition of an epic. Maybe I'll read the speech from Any Given Sunday. And what's the name of the roller coaster for kids at Knott's Berry Farm? The full name. It's something like Timberland Twister. I kind of want to say Timbaland because of the music producer. What's his name?
Timbaland.
Timbaland. Okay.
That's how you pronounce his name? Timbaland? Like Tim...
I think
Timba?
it's one word. I think it's one word.
But it's like, it's not Timberland, it's Timbaland.
We'll look it up, maybe. We'll see. Okay, so we're going to look that up and maybe just a smidge more here on Mike and Scott Read a Poem. We're back on Mike and Scott and Davis Read a Poem. So who wants to start? Mike, do you want to tell us what an epic is?
Yeah. So you were right.
Okay.
You were pretty much spot on. An epic is a long poem, typically derived from ancient oral tradition. That's not something that you knew about, and it usually narrates the deeds and adventures of heroic or legendary figures. What I didn't know about epic is the fact that it's a poem.
Yes, well, I knew that was the formal definition, but that we apply it to things like that basketball game was epic. Why?
Yeah, so that's the adjective.
Yes.
So the noun version is what I was saying earlier, and the adjective is like what you're saying there, relating to or characteristic of something being grand or heroic in scale or character.
Okay, but then we might also just say that a long movie is an epic.
Yeah.
Like, it's like an epic.
That's the last adjective definition. Particularly impressive or remarkable.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So that's epic. Now, did Shakespeare write the King James Bible? Davis, what did your investigative reporting find?
Okay, so it says that although there isn't any ways to actually verify it, there is some little clues in the Old Testament part of the King James book. And it says that William Shakespeare lived from 1564 to 1616. And the creation of the King James Bible began in 1610. So that would have made William Shakespeare 46 years old. And it says that if you go to Psalms 46 in the King James Bible, and you count exactly 46 words into the psalm, you find the word shake. And then if you count 64 words back to the end of the psalm, you find the word spear.
Oh, it's like, what was this whole thing back in the 90s? Where you like circling words in the Bible. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, it's in the movie Pi. No,
where you find deeper meaning.
Yes,
like almost randomly.
In codes, like it's some sort of code. I didn't know that it was from the 90s, but I know. I think I know what you're talking about. But so maybe
that's
we'll
super
look it up
interesting
for the next episode. Yeah, so that's it really turned into a conspiracy theory there.
Right.
But at least now it shows that it's not like I just dreamed it up. There is some sort of rumor that Shakespeare might have done it. I didn't know that there was clues like that. That's really entertaining. All right, so now the Timberline Twister. That's what the name is. I should have known. I could have figured it out because timber, it's in Camp Snoopy. It's like, it's a camp, but there's also lumberjacking going on in all of Knott's Berry Farm. There's lumberjacking left and right. So you're picturing, trees falling over. It's timberline. That's where the timber's going. The twister part, that was the easiest part. I would have bet all my money on the twister part. But it's not Timber. Oh, we didn't look up Timberland's name. Anyway, it's the Timberline Twister. I watched a YouTube video of it. Then I looked for a POV video. The POV video, she apologized in her comments saying we didn't know we were going to post this on YouTube. So, you can't be mad at her. But still, somebody out there should give me a nice either front row or, near the front of.
Oh, so you're
Timberline.
saying that the video you saw wasn't very good.
It still gives you a taste, but she's
But
looking
it's not-
around at the people next to her and stuff. Like, I want to see the ride. Okay?
But you're
Give me
looking for more.
Arnold
Yeah, I'm looking
Palmer.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's
no,
that's
I'm
a
going to give her
sore-
iced tea. I'm going to
Okay.
give her iced tea. I'm an easy grader.
all right.
Okay. I just want to say that I think that Scott, Mike, and Davis, we've never done a podcast of any kind before. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yes.
Is that correct, Davis? Yeah.
The
Have
three of us
we-
together, anyway.
The three of us together. Have we ever read a sonnet together? Davis?
No.
No? Mike?
Nope.
As the three of us. Have we ever read any sort of poem at all?
Well,
No, I
there
don't
was
think
that
so.
one time when. No, I'm just kidding.
We just haven't. But I knew that it was going to happen today. I knew that we were going to do just fine. Because we knew that the sonnet was going to be, certain length, and we were going to analyze it, and that there were going to be parts of the sonnet that were going to be really hard. But I'll tell you what that is. Those little pieces of the sonnet, those are just inches. And I'll tell you this: in any fight, it is the guy who is willing to die who is going to win that inch. And I know if I'm going to have any life anymore, it is because I am still willing to fight and die for that inch. Because that is what living is. That 6 inches in front of your face. That's a team, gentlemen. And either we heal now as a team or we die as individuals. That's football, guys. That's also analyzing sonnets, guys. That's all it is. Now, what you're going to do? And you know what you guys did? You stepped up and you analyzed every last inch here on Mike and Scott and Davis. Read a poem.
Bravo!
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Let's go get him! This sonnet was brought to us by the American gladiator Laser.
Have
Also-
we done laser? Have you written that? Have you written it down?
I don't know. I'll have to look through the archives.
Okay, no, just tell me about laser, and I'll recognize it if it's familiar. Tell me about laser.
He joined the show after the start of the second half of the first season. He was a past All-American linebacker for the Montana State University. He was an expert in Powerball in the Pyramid.
Okay, that does not sound familiar to me. Does that sound familiar to you, Davis?
I know there was a gladiator named Laser.
He was the team captain after Gemini left the show.
Oh, wow.
Wow, I didn't even know they had team captains.
Yeah.
All right, so this one's for you, Laser, who at the Montana State University fought for every last inch.